scraping Google Maps is one of the easiest ways to generate local leads very, very fast. And in this video, I'm going to show you not only how to build this solution and this lead generation system, but also how to make it more upmarket and more enterprise solution by wrapping a beautiful user interface on top of it. So the user, and whether this is you or whether this is something that you're going to be selling as a lead generation system, they will be using this beautiful interface, while in the back end, something that nobody's seeing, you have a very robust lead generation engine that will do all the work. So let's just do a bit of a demo, and then I'm going to open up and show you how to set up everything. Okay, so the location would be the city where you are. Then you're going to pick a country, and I'm picking Sydney, Australia, and the niche. Let's go with a dentist. Maximum number of leads I here have that the maximum number you can choose is 1,000, just because I don't want to I don't want to put too much pressure on the scraper. You can choose a lot more. For our tutorial, I'm just going to put 2 so we don't have to wait for too long. Then we want to have the username and the user email, because we need to send, as you can see in here, we are going to be sending an email with the spreadsheet that we are creating. So before I click on submit, I'm going to click on execute workflow so my webhook can start listening. And if I come back and I'll click on generate leads, and now it's going to wait for a couple of minutes, and then it's going to tell me that it's submitted and it's ready, and just to check my email. We're going to come back and check that. Okay, so it is done, and it's done because it's very, very quickly. It told me the request is submitted and to check my email in 10-15 minutes. And if we go back, let's check the email. I should have an email by now. Here's the email, and it says, hey, Monica, please find attached your list of leads for dentist in Sydney. And then when I click on the spreadsheet, it's a brand new spreadsheet that it just created. As you can see, it has my name. The name of the sheet is the niche, and I have the details of the scraped leads. All right, now if I go back to the app, I can just click on get more leads and go back to the same interface. So it's extremely user friendly. People don't get overwhelmed. There's not too many things to click on. Actually, there's nothing to click on except this form. And it creates the feeling of a more enterprise product. In the back end, what is happening is the first thing we have is our webhook, which has a post method, and the respond is using respond to webhook node, which of course is our very last node. Then the next node is the spreadsheet creation. So this is a create spreadsheet node, and all I want to do, if you saw in here, the name of the spreadsheet is the name of the user, in this case is my name, and the name of the sheet is the niche. So if we go back in here, the title, if we go down the webhook, so the title will be my name, which is right here, and the sheet title is the niche, which is right here. And you're just dragging them and dropping them in here and mapping them out. The next node is our scraper, and this is where the magic happens. So this is an HTTP request with a post method. We don't need headers, because if we go to our Appify scraper and we click on the API dropdown and then API endpoints, and if we go down to where it says run actor synchronously and get dataset items, and we copy this URL, it will come along with our API key. So you do not need to authenticate and send headers. The next thing is we need to click to select send body. Body type is JSON, and then we're going to use JSON. And how we're creating this JSON is again incredibly simple, because if we go back to our scraper, so when you open it up, you'll see the menu, but if you go to JSON, you'll literally grab that and copy it and paste it into your JSON field, and then you're going to start mapping out some things. So in the location query, you will map out. So if you go back to the scraper, you will see the location query is, in this case, New York, USA. Then you've got the number of searches, and down here you have the niche. So these are the 4 things that we're going to change. And again, we're just mapping out from that webhook. It's very simple. It's incredibly easy to set up. So we're mapping out the location, which is Sydney, the country, which is Australia. Underneath here, we are grabbing the maximum number of searches, and down here where it says search strings array, we are grabbing the niche. And this scrapes everything, grabs all the details. And the next field we need to set up is an edit field, because without the edit field, we are not going to be able to create the columns and the rows in our newly created spreadsheet. So basically, all we need to do is drag the name of the business, and I've just changed it to name. It's coming up as title. The address, which is right here. The phone number. Something I've noticed is that the phone number only maps out if I get the unformatted one. So this one right here, this one, because the formatted one does not map out in the Google Sheet. So we need this one, and we also need the website. That's all these 4 things. And as you can see, they map out beautifully. And then with the next node, which is append row in sheet, meaning create a new record. Now, because we have these fields set up, these are going to become the names of the columns, because when we go to create a new record, we need to map automatically. And the reason we're mapping automatically is because we do not actually have those column names, and we cannot map manually. And basically we're grabbing the information for the sheet from the previous node, and we're getting the spreadsheet ID right here, and then the spreadsheet name, which is right here. So instead of by ID, we're choosing by name, and then mapping automatically. And as you can see, name, address, phone, website, and this is what we get. The next node is the aggregate node, because something that happens when you're scraping those leads is that even though they're put into the one sheet, so every single lead, even if I had like 1,000 leads, they'll all be in this one Google Sheets, the results are coming as multiples. So as you can see, I asked for 2 and it's coming as 2. So if I don't aggregate all of these leads into one output in here, so all items are going into a single list, then I would get as many emails as I have leads. So if I chose to have 1,000 leads and this is coming as 1,000, if I don't aggregate them, then I'm going to send about 1,000 emails, which is not exactly what we want. So we aggregate it, and that way everything goes into this one email. And the email is mapped out to the email of the user from the webhook, if you remember, right here. The subject is your Google Leads. You can have it as anything you want. The email type is text, and I am mapping out a few things. So the first thing I'm mapping out is the name, which again comes out of the webhook. And I say, hey, Monica, please find attached your list of a list of leads for, and I'm mapping out the niche again from here and the location. And the last thing would be the spreadsheet URL, which I can get from create spreadsheet at the very bottom. Where is it? And here it is. This is the actual URL. So this is all I'm mapping out. And that's it. Super, super easy. And the last note is that respond to webhook. Now, the next thing we want to do is create this beautiful interface. And I have actually worked very hard in my community, in the classroom. I have very specific prompts that will allow you to write a massive prompt like this. So this prompt is approximately 17 pages. 17 pages is this prompt that will build this interface. And the reason it's so long is because the way it's structured, it creates an 80 to 90% production ready app. That's why it took me less than 2 hours to create the whole workflow plus the app. And if you want the exact prompts, because this prompt is going to be available in my community, AI Business Builders, you can come and join us and get not just this template, but everything else. And I'm also teaching how to create all of these prompts. I actually have the prompts that will write the prompts in our Building SaaS with AI course. The next best thing is to actually use a more generic prompt and fill in the blanks if you don't want to join us. And basically this is saying create a lovable web application with these specifications. And then you're going to put your core functionalities, what you want it to do, the data flow, what's happening. And as you saw in our workflow, it was the user will put some data into a form, the backend will process it with a scraper, and then the output will be a response from the webhook. The backend integration, you're going to give it your webhook URL. From here, you are going to give it the method, which is post in our case, the payload if you need to. You don't have to do that if you don't know how to do it. I'm actually going to give you guys a document with this template so you can at least have something that you can work with. And in the meantime, I'm going to grab my massive prompt and I'm going to plug it into Lovable and let it work. Now, because the prompt is fairly big, it will take a couple of minutes at least. So I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to come back as soon as this is done so we can have a look at how beautiful this new app will be. I have changed the colors so we can actually look at something different. It will still be with a dark background, but it will be a different gradient color. Okay, we're back and it is ready. As you can see, it's a different gradient on the app. It kind of looks the same because I have used the exact same prompt I used for mine. I just changed the gradient. Something that I changed in mine was these recent searches because it was just looking, it's too big, like you don't need it. Like if you look at mine, I actually changed it to be much smaller. This is something that you can do as well. You can work on this footer if you want to. You do not have to have a footer at all if you don't want to. You can change this to be here or up the top, or you can remove it completely, and you can continue making this app more of something that you like. Or if you're doing it for a client, there could be branding, there could be a logo here, there could be a lot of other things that you can add, but the app is in working order. So if you try it, it will absolutely work. I'm not going to try it because it doesn't have a hook, as you can see. At the moment is just a placeholder. It says webhook URL here. So I'll say, hey, connect the generate leads button to this webhook and so forth. But try to use this prompt if you can, or come and join us in school and grab the proper prompt that will allow you to create the specific app for this specific workflow. And if you don't join us, I will see you next time.